afternoon. The bonus round. Parting gifts.
Getting Brandon Marshall on here, just thoughts on him and what he can bring.
Yeah, this is kind of falls in line with either competing or you're not. We're just looking to try to get a little bit better, and he's been a terrific player in his past, and we just want to give him a shot here to compete. And so that's what he's going to get the opportunity to do, and we'll see. He's been a really good competitor, and he's been a playmaker and a lot of stuff, but we got to get him on our field with our guys and see how it goes. And I love his attitude about it. He's really excited about being here and the opportunity, and he wants to make a good statement that it's a good decision for him. It's a good place for him to come. So it's all positive, all good stuff.
For as accomplished as he is catching the ball, he's known as a good blocker. Have you seen that the last couple of years?
He's always been an effective blocker and effective run after catch guy. He's real aggressive, and he's got a terrific body, and he uses it really well. And we're hoping to see all that.
Pete, you guys first took a look at Brandon your first year here when
Yeah.
he was a restricted free agent with Denver. It seems like you've had an interest in him for a while. To actually get him on your roster now, what does that kind of mean to you?
Well, yeah, there was a time when it was like he was one of the first guys we brought in here, and we tried. That was right fresh off the recruiting trails, and so I think we flew him into the dock or something silly like that. It was crazy. We never did it again, but we went all out, and it didn't work out. So since then, you're right. We've had our eye on him for a long time because of his style of play. Very aggressive, can be the big receiver in the offense, and his playmaking has always been something we've kept an eye on. And remember, we played him a couple years ago, and he had a good game against us. Sherman had a good game against him too. They both did, and that was impressive that day just to see him battle.
Health-wise, everything checked out with him?
Yes. Yeah, we just had to ease him in today. Just get him started, get him on the field with us, and tomorrow Friday we'll do a little bit more and just keep growing with it.
Do you have any kind of vision as to what his role will be? I mean, this is a guy that used to get it.
Well, I could make one up. I don't know yet, but the obvious is that he's a big receiver. He's a physical guy. He works well, in close areas, working off of defenders and all of that. The fact that he's been a go-to guy in his past, there's those kinds of thoughts out there. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see how he fits in. Really, he's like the rest of the guys. He's got to battle for every step of the way, and he knows that. I was very emphatic about how this is going to work out, and he was fired up about it and ready to go.
Pete, was it important to add specifically a guy with that size, or just size in general every season?
If you go back and look in my history, I've always liked having a big guy, and we've always been in search of that guy, and they're hard to find. There aren't very many guys like that. That's, again, we'll see how it works out. But yeah, I like that he brings a different format. I mean, you look at Doug and Tyler and David Moore and those guys, they're different stature. They have their own style that's unique and special and all of that. So we'll see. We'll see if it fits in.
Outside of Doug, with a lot of younger guys in that receiving room, what can his experience and leadership bring?
It could mean a lot. It depends how it all works out. I'm not asking them to come in there and be a spokesperson. I've told them I just want him to come in there and just compete and show him how much he cares about playing this game and how he'll battle daily, and his leadership will scream from that. And so that's all I'm expecting. I'm not expecting him to be coaching guys up and take him under his wing, and not at all. I want him to come in here and battle for himself and be a great teammate, and that'll be awesome if that happens.
There were some stories involving him and Sheldon Richardson. There's locker room tension in New York. There's been some legal incidents in the past. How closely did you vet that, and what did he say to you to make you think on this?
To follow Brandon's story, he's been through a lot, and he has shared his story with a lot of people in the way he's done it, and it's been a meaningful journey, really. From where he was way back when to where he is today, and he's come a long ways, and I think it's all to his credit, and his wife and the family that has supported him. He's a tremendous young man, and he has learned from his lessons, and he's shared it with the world and been willing. I think that's probably part of the process for him that's made him strong. And so I really admire the heck out of that. And we get him now. We get him as he is now, and I'm not real concerned about what's happened in the past at this time because he's worked his way through it and been very open about that.
Anything else?
Ken Norton, one more, sorry.
Good.
Norton Jr., have you ever been around somebody who's as fiery as he is as a coach?
Kenny's one of a kind. In coaching him years ago at San Francisco, and he gave me a terribly hard time when I first went in. They had just won the world championship, and they thought, they had a very high opinion of themselves back in the day. He and a bunch of fellas on the Niner team, which was a fantastic club. He impressed me then. He's the only guy ever to win 3 straight Super Bowls, and be a leader on those teams for a reason, because of who he is and how he handles his life. To me, he's one of my guys, and I love having him back with us. I missed him when he wasn't here because of the energy that he just stands for. Man, he's tough, he's demanding, he's bright, he's articulate. He makes sense. He cares so much about his guys. Years ago, Kenny said to me when I was talking to him into coming into coaching, he said, "Okay, well, if I do this, what's important to me is just want to help guys experience what I had a chance to experience." And he didn't care about the elevations or head coaching jobs or coordinator stuff or any of that. He just wanted to just deal with the players and that caring. I've never forgotten about how crucial and how valuable that is as it's conveyed to his players. When you talk to Bobby and KJ, these guys have been around him, they'll do anything for him. And he has made that kind of connection wherever he's been as a player and as a coach. And we're just very lucky to have him and have him be part of our program.
He coached under you his entire career until he went to Oklahoma. Is that good for a coach sometimes to get away and see something different? And,
When you get a chance, ask him about his perspective. It has changed some. He has learned some stuff from the his time away, and he's happy to be back. I'm thrilled to have him back too, and it's going to be great for our players.
He has a reputation as an enforcer. That's the word that always sort of gets brought up. What does that mean, and how do you see that? And is that accurate?
I'm not going to give him that. That's too cool. I don't call him an enforcer. He's just Kenny. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't have any comment about that.
You mentioned some of the younger receivers, David Moore and Mara Darboh.
I've just been raving about him. I don't want to give him that much credit.
What have you seen out of those two guys?
Say it again. Which
David
guys?
Moore and Mara Darboh, and just.
Yeah, this is a crucial camp for these guys. Last year was their indoctrination, and introduction to the NFL. This is a crucial time for them to show that they can make that jump from year 1 to year 2. Both guys, Amara's been a little bit slowed down, so he hasn't had a chance quite yet to really express himself. But David has really been getting a lot of opportunities right out of the chutes here. We really have been excited about his overall ability, his natural athleticism and his strength and his power that he has. And so, we're doing everything we can to give these guys a great chance to see how far they can take it. So the competition in that room is really going to be high, and it's a talented group. And there's some, as we said, there's some young to it. But I think Doug and Tyler, they bring an experience that really helps those guys. They have all along, and I know they're going to continue to do that. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out.
Bradley McDougald was that on here today?
Yeah, he had a family thing he had to take care of.
Do you expect to see Frank Clark at any time?
Well, we'll see. He's doing the voluntary thing right now. So we'll see.
Schottenheimer obviously was a field of a lot of qualified people. What was most decisive about him?
There's a few things. One of them was that he is a quarterback coach, and that's what he loves to do. He's been a long-time coordinator. He's been with really good systems that brings to us a tremendous expertise in the league's play, the style of play, from the offensive side to the defensive side. He just has been really, really well versed in his upbringing. There's nothing that he can't handle, nothing he doesn't understand, scheme-wise, principles, concepts, all of that. And so coming into this system, it was really important to us that we didn't just start all over again. We've spent too much time working at what we do and building with the quarterback and those the other coaches on the staff. So I needed a guy who could really figure all that out and translate what we're doing and bring what he adds and make that all blend. And there's an art to that, and he's really gifted. He's just as well-versed background as a guy could have for the years he's coached, and so it fits really well. I really probably most excited about his leadership directly through the quarterback. I want Russ to be right in on everything that's going on from A to Z. Russell's ready to handle everything that there is. He's been through enough now. It takes a tremendous amount of time to really get to that point, but he is ready to really command the entire game, and Shotty will do a great job to help him through that.
What was it about Schottenheimer that you knew he could merge into traffic here without you having
Well, that was through interview. That was through knowing him way back, for years, watching his career, knowing the people that he's coached with, knowing hearing from them as well. But I thought, I could tell from our conversations, the depth and the background and the expertise that he has. So a lot of it had to do with the process of the interviewing and all that.
He talked about the key is being able to run when they know you're going to run, and that's kind of what he wants to get back to. I mean, what is the key to that?
Yeah, it's a commitment. It's a commitment to that's the style of play, and that fits directly. You go back to a couple years ago when he had Mark, Sanchez back there starting him off, and they ran the football like crazy, and they won a couple championships there. Really, with a young quarterback, based on the commitment to the run and playing defense. Well, you know us. That's something that we understand about how you play the game of football. Well, he's committed to it. He gets it. And it's also why connecting with Mike Solari was so important too, because they had somewhat of a common background in like commitment and all of that, and we're all on the same page on it. So that was all very necessary. So it really goes back to commitment, and then you got to get your guys in the right spots and do it.
I know it's really early and you're not pads and all that, but are you seeing some things with the offensive line that make you to believe that?
Yeah, Mike is already putting his stamp on these guys, and he comes about it in a really classic fashion, style of teaching and coaching and expectations and standards, and I see our guys, the format of our conceptually is a little bit different, and so he has an opportunity to really put a stamp on this, and he's doing that.
With that group you mentioned, back in March, kind of how continuity could help. You got a lot of starters back. Is that starting to materialize out on the field?
It feels really good to have these guys that they've communicated for some time. Their expertise, really, that they bring from other systems and other communications, makes them more verbal. I think it makes them more aware in a special way. With a very smart group of guys, and with a really good attitude and good leadership in the room as well. Really, we have very high expectations for how we're going to play up front, and I can't tell you that I've said that in years past, based on the time we put together, how they're taking to the new stuff, and also kind of where it will fit together. I think we have a chance to be really solid.
Where do you think Brian can help Russell the most?
He has tremendous communication skills. His ability to understand and learn people and all that, and care for people in a way that where they can help them communicate well and help them grow. I think he's got everything that you need. I think that Russell is a communicator as well. These guys are deep into their ball already, and they're having a blast, working through it and kind of growing together. Brian, he's just really a gifted individual that understands people very well, and I think that he'll be able to really pull the best out of Russell.
You mentioned challenging Russell in the past. When a guy of his accomplishment, how does that happen? How does a coach reach a guy who's done so much?
Well, Russ isn't hard to reach because he continues to come back at this job, this football quarterback NFL thing, with tremendous energy and openness and willingness. He doesn't think he's got all the answers. He doesn't want to think that way. He knows he needs to be curious. He needs to be open to the new. He needs to be receptive to how he can get better, because he cares so much about being great. He cares so much about that he's going to take in everything that he can. He is not going to miss a trick unless we need to remind him of something. He's going to jump on it. So when you have a guy that's that receptive and that ready to be something special, it works out. There's a way that works out. So there's no restrictions on any of what's coming our way. They're going to be able to grow together and do a lot of great things, and Russ is going to be right there and available for it.
What are you seeing at Delano Hill and Tedrick Thompson?
Both those guys, this is like for the receivers, the young receivers we talked about, these guys is a big camp for these guys, Both of them were kind of introduced, and now they need to go. And there's a chance for these guys. They're both really accomplished athletes. They're both smart kids. They run well. They fit well. They get it, and so it's how far can they take it? And that's going to be about instilling confidence in them and teaching them really well. And Andre and Nick are really digging into those guys and hoping that they can really take them and make the big jump that guys can make sometimes, and give them a chance to compete for starting time. So we're going to see how it goes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.